Adam making noise over here. As soon
Let
as he gets
go.
his mic working, making noise. And welcome back to another episode of the Baseline Bums podcast. It's your host, Rob, aka B-Ball Archives. And once again, I got the bums in the house. AJ, Adam, it is a beautiful evening, even though we've got a Spurs injury to talk about this evening. It's still a beautiful evening anytime that we can get together and just talk some hoops. So, guys, how you doing?
It feels good to be back on my bi-monthly episode of the Baseline Bums podcast. I had to get a new computer. My old computer did not support this mic. It's good to have good audio. So it's good to be back with the boys.
Yeah, man. Whenever you have to use your dial-up in order to open your computer, that always tough to get around. But we're glad to have you back. I'm so excited because Adam has a lot to get off his chest on what's been going on lately, and I'm excited to hear his takes on some of these things. And like, he's our buddy, so
And I'm back.
yeah, of course. Like, we missed him.
I am missing
Absolutely.
James though. Where's Mr. James tonight?
He was unable to be here tonight, but you know what? I think we may have a foursome next time out. Epa.
Ooh. So he's a healthy scratch tonight, tending to parenthood, I would imagine.
Absolutely. He's just getting a standard D&P.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Priorities.
yeah, absolutely. Load management.
Pour one
But
out to James.
but yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. We've got unfortunately, we need to talk about this Dylan Harper injury. We just got news about it a couple of hours ago that it was a left thumb injury, and whenever you're a left-handed player, that's never a good sign, especially when you are a ball handling distributor. You never really want to hear about injuries like that.
Yep.
But he underwent surgery today, and it really seems like he's going to be ready for our season opener on October 22nd, and there's a lot of optimism behind that. So it really leads me to believe that it's something relatively small. But yeah, there's really not a lot of information on it. It's just, we know he had surgery, and we know that he's looking to be out for at least a month.
It's not ideal. Like last year, we had Devin Vassell's injury hanging over us, so we didn't have a complete team going into the regular season. Harper was, I think, going to be our sixth man or one of the leading guys off the bench. He's probably going to miss all of preseason. It's just disappointing that we're not going to have a fully healthy roster. Like this is our year to make the play and make the playoffs, and it's not ideal to have our number 2 overall pick, who's poised to have a good rookie year, just potentially not be available for the start.
Yeah, I mean, we're 6 weeks away, so that's not something you definitely want to see. Didn't he get this injury on a run too? Like just playing somewhere and picked up this injury. So now you're like, yeah, you're not leaving San Antonio. Like you're not going to have that happen anymore. I'm pretty sure all the players are going to get called back here pretty soon anyway. So it's just unfortunate. Hopefully, apparently the surgery went well and he's already out. So that's a good sign. Just get some Neosporin and get him some soup, and let's hopefully he's ready by tip off.
I just don't like
Absolutely.
hearing the thing ligament damage to a thumb of a shooter who we already had concerns about his shooting, right? And some players use their thumb more than others when they shoot, but not exactly not exactly like the injury that you want to see, right? What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, definitely not the kind of injury you want to see. I think he'll lean towards his playmaking a little bit more early on if it is kind of bothering him, if it's kind of, rehab is going slow a little bit, but he's still getting out there. I think you may just kind of see him looking to support others and get other people involved. But I'm really not super worried because a partial ligament tear can mean a lot of things. That's not If it's a full tear, then obviously that whole entire ligament needs to repair. A partial tear could be something very, very minor. They call
Yeah.
a lot of things partial nowadays. And so like I'm still not too worried about it until we get a more realistic time frame. But either way, yeah, I just hate that it's on his shooting hand. Like,
Yeah.
damn it. Like it's going to really affect even him getting to the bucket and finishing around the rim. Maybe he doesn't want to dunk as hard. Maybe he'll be second
Mm.
guessing, kind of going at
Ooh,
somebody enough. And it's like,
ooh, I don't want that.
yeah, exactly. It's like
Yeah,
I want to have I want him to look like Stephon Castle did moments last season where he just unapologetically
yeah.
would yam on people. Didn't matter who was in the lane.
Well, all right. We're positive people on the podcast, right? Like silver linings, right? Silver linings. What if Dylan Harper has to miss a few games or a few weeks because of this hand injury? What if, let's put tinfoil hats on one more time. Uh, let's say Keldon Johnson comes out or Devin Vassell comes out and they ball out and we sell high, and then we have Dylan Harper ready to go right after we make that trade. Then all of a sudden we have just really good expendable options, and maybe we get a haul. Maybe we can go after a superstar on the cheap. I'm just saying, like, it's chestnut checkers.
I mean, it's certainly going to open more potential scoring opportunities for Devin and Keldon. I think Devin definitely has room to improve his value. I think Keldon's value kind of is what it is at this point. I think he's what coming in. He's about to be an expiring contract. Maybe this is his second last year in a deal. I think we're going to be able to move him after this season once he's on it expiring. Devin, certainly, he's healthy coming into the series, had time to recover. This does open up more scoring potential for him, but it also opens up, I think, more minutes at the point guard for Castle. And it's just going to be nice to have him get a little bit more experience there. But again, I don't envision him missing too much time with this, and I think he'll be back. I just hope that we get off to our hot start because we have a relatively easy schedule up front, and I want to get out and I want to be a playoff team early.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it really shifts any of our expectations in a real way. It was just going to be nice to kind of be healthy going into the season because it feels like, Wemby last year, De'Aaron Fox having the same exact
Yeah.
kind of surgery on his shooting hand. It's like, really, it's like, it just feels like we're going through another little speed bump right before we get to October. And it can be just a little bit deflating, but ultimately, I think we're still going to be a plus 500 team and we're going to be playing playoff basketball next or, coming spring.
Well, I mean, Wimby's going to have 40 points a game, so I don't know what we're worried about right now. Just saying.
What was this report that came out recently about Wemby? There was some type of report that somebody had been watching him and they thought that the growth that they had seen in this offseason was substantial. And I'm waiting for it because I did not see a ton of improvement from the second half of his rookie season to last year. Personally, I thought it was similar basketball that I was witnessing from him. I'm ready to see that next step forward. And
You've
it
never been
sounds
to
like I don't know if
China.
y'all what's that?
You've never been to China, dog.
No, I have not. I have not. He's been
Well,
about everywhere this offseason.
he has.
I've
And
been
and
everywhere, man.
it really seems as if he's willing to kind of forego your normal off season to kind of grow as a person a little bit. And I like that about him. So I think that tells me more about where his mind's at and he's looking to kind of sharpen his mental in a different way because maybe he's figuring out, this NBA, long season, it's wearing and it's very taxing. And so you need to be, strong, not only where your mind is, taking these, you know, all of the stuff he was doing with the monks and going to talking to KG about, how to, kind of present himself in a stronger fashion. So it's like there's so many things at play here. And I like the foundation that Wemby's laying for himself. And I think that we're not only going to see his first defensive player of the year, we're going to see him make an all NBA team as well.
Dude, he looks so big too. Like, I can't wait until they do media day and we can see like the difference between last year and this year. Dude, he's just going to be just, man, I'm excited. I'm pumped. This year's gonna be fun. I know this injury sucks, but I gotta look at the silver lining here, man. Like, we got Wimby, so it's okay.
Well,
Like,
and
just
just the
do
fact
more.
that we even got lucky enough to have Dylan Harper on our team, like we'll get by with him being injured potentially for a couple weeks into our season.
Yeah,
It's just
100%.
like if you look at the recent number 1, number 2, or even number 3 overall picks in the last few years, like he's got an opportunity to be an all-star caliber player come like year 2. I mean, his
I can see it.
development could come a lot sooner than I think we realize sometimes. And I feel like I've talked about this, but look at all the other guys that were as regarded as him. LaMelo, stud right out of the gate. Cade Cunningham took a big step in between his first, second, and third year.
Yep.
I mean, Brandon Miller was really good as a rookie. Scoot's getting better. He was a little bit of a disappointment, but Castle, I mean, he's got an opportunity to be a 6 man of the year type guy, and he's so mature. It's one thing that I love about him and Wimby. They're both mature. They get it. They're like how Wimby treated the whole trading for Kevin Durant thing. Just the maturity in which he answered those questions. Like, it's more important to have a balanced team. I wouldn't want to sacrifice long-term longevity of the team just to potentially win in the short term. You just got to love our stars, man. And it's only going to get better, I think.
He's like, also, he would take away a little bit of my money, and I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. It's okay.
Well,
You
I
can just
think
get that money on the side, maybe through like endorsements.
well,
Ooh,
I think
legitimate ones.
right. Well, that'll be a good segue into our next topic here in a minute. But I was about to say, that speaks to who Victor is as a person, as somebody that, even loves chess. Like he's always thinking that third, fourth, fifth move ahead before you even get there. And that's something I feel as if we're seeing kind of unfold before our eyes. So, this third season from Wemby, I think we're about to see something monstrous, and the Western Conference and the whole NBA is going to get put on notice.
I think it's one of those where like Wemby's like not worried about his defender. It's like, where's the other guy coming from? Because I'm going to get around this guy.
I also think we just have such a more balanced team around him that he could not take a big step forward statistically this year, but he could still take a big step forward just as a basketball player and as a team player. Because I do think he's got pieces around him to where he could do a lot of different things. If he wants to be a 4 and be a little bit further away from the basketball defensively, even though we don't want that, he does have the ability to do that a little bit more with some lineups. So it's going to be exciting to watch.
2 steps and he's at the rim too. It's insane.
Right. Right. Absolutely. His ability to recover, even if he is playing the 4. Well, and even then, he would play the 4 on offense, and on defense,
Right.
he would kind of just go back to protecting the rim. So it would be more
You're
about
so
his
lucky.
role within the offense. But I also feel as if, like, man, I was thinking about it earlier, just whenever we got the Dylan Harper news, like, who else in the NBA would have the luxury of being able to kind of like slow burn the second overall pick and just just ease them in like that. Like most teams that get the second overall pick, you're expecting mountains to be moved by that player. You're expecting this player to put the franchise on their shoulders and bear a huge offensive, maybe offensive and defensive load. And we can just say, hey, Dylan, take this, take the next month or so, take it easy. We're not going to expect, absolute greatness right away. And that's got to be really, really comforting for him. I was just thinking,
Hey, now is a great time to work on your right hand.
There you
I
go.
mean, seriously. I mean, it's kind of like you compare it to Pat Mahomes almost being drafted.
Yeah, let's talk about Pat Mahomes.
I figured 2 Texas Tech graduates would get excited about that. As Patrick Mahomes is about to lace up his sneakers, he actually might be in the first quarter right now. I'm not checking my phone, but like he went to Kansas City, they already had a good team with Alex Smith starting. So it's like, hey, Pat, come along at your pace when you're ready. We're going to put you out there. And it's kind of like Cooper Flagg in Dallas too. Like I think Dallas has expectations to do well, but they don't need him to be everything, right? If they specifically once they get Kyrie back, he's never going to need to be more than the third scoring option on that team, right? So we can just play team basketball and just try and be a winning player, which is really all I think we need Dylan to do early. Try and be a winning player, develop your skills. We're not winning a championship this year, but we do need to win. AJ does not like that. The floor is yours, AJ. Make the case for us, brother.
Victor Wembanyama is my case.
I mean, I think that we could easily be a playoff team, but like,
and then
let's
and they
say,
happen.
let's say we sneak into the playoffs 7, 8 seed, like we'd be up against OKC or Denver or like Houston now that they have KD. It's like we're really in it. We're going up a creek without a paddle against those teams. I mean, I hate to say it, but I do think that we at least sneak a game from any of those teams, even OKC.
Dude, if we're the 99 Knicks out of nowhere and we're coming in hot, like find us in the final against an Eastern Conference team. I like our chances.
It's honestly interesting that you bring up Houston, Rob, because if you rewinded us talking about last season before it started, none of us predicted Houston to be as good as they were. I think we all predicted us to finish above Houston in the standings. Granted, we're a little biased, right? But nobody expected that big jump out of Houston. Why can't we be them? We have a star bigger than they do. Not now necessarily. I mean, KD's the man, but
Well, yeah, they just got Kevin Durant, the easiest offense in the NBA as far as I'm concerned, and you're seeing a superstar blossom before your eyes in Amen Thompson. Like I think he is absolutely the best point of attack defender in the NBA, and I will die on that hill. Watching him play defense is exhausting. I'm tired on the couch watching him play defense. And it's when you have a guy like that who's, you know, he's a solid jump shot away from, and I was saying this about Franz Wagner last episode. He's a 3-point shot away from being blah blah blah. It's like, um, but I really do feel that way. It's, he's a really really incredible defender. So when you have just guys like that, and you got Shangoon and so many other really really promising young guys, man, it's not a
you know,
surprise the Rockets are good, but damn it, dude, they're just pissing me off. I'm not gonna lie, they're
the
just
beautiful thing is like we have a similar trajectory in my mind, right? Like they don't have anybody on their team like Victor,
right.
but I
But
mean
we
we've
don't
got
have
Cat.
anyone like KD. That's the thing. We don't
Well,
have anyone. We don't have anyone that's seasoned, been there, done that, won a championship, has been an MVP. It's like he's just
But
done
Exactly.
all that
he's
stuff.
Acting
he's
like we
also
don't have Luke Cornett's ridiculous. He's a champion. Okay.
You're
He's
right.
also, dude. Katie's
Disrespectful.
also left a bag of bodies behind too, dude. Man, he fucked that Suns franchise up bad, and Brooklyn before that, and so he's left the trail. So I mean, if anyone's gonna get it, it's gonna be Houston.
I'm not going to blame KD for them putting together 3 mid-range shooters all on the same team making $50 million.
Oh no, that was real stupid, but
I'm not going to
still.
blame KD, but
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 KD
yeah.
needs some blame. Like
Oh,
his
some.
last three stop. Having said that, his last three stops didn't work out. I was still willing to risk it for him, and it does hurt a little bit knowing he's going to be in Houston. But my whole thing with just bringing up Houston is they were a team that no one was really expecting much. They over exceeded expectations, and it was still with a very young team with like Fred VanVleet mixed in there, right? Like there's maybe we could be that team. I mean, there are people like Zach Lowe who's predicting us to make the playoffs, thinks we're going to be right in the mix for a 6 seed. AJ knows I'm always I want to see it to believe it, right? That's why I'm
Yeah, we
always a
got
year behind on fantasy football players. I always want them to
it.
prove it to me for a year first. So I want the Spurs to prove it, but this is their year that would I think they do take that big step.
I think we fixed our biggest hole, and that was our backup center. And now we have the greatest backup center of all time. And we can play them together. Dude, we got to come up with a cool name for Cornette and Wimby.
Yeah.
Think about that for a
Well,
second.
and also Kelly Olynyk. Like
I was about to
Yeah.
say,
I love the thought of being able to bring in another savvy veteran who can help space the floor as well. So I think that we made both really good additions.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, regardless of who thinks we overpaid for Luke Cornett, it doesn't matter.
No way.
We had a deficiency, and we went out and got that guy.
okay, so I heard more details about Cornette's deal. It's a 4 year, like 4 year, $40 million deal. But apparently after the first, like it's a front loaded contract. And after the first 2 years, a lot of guarantees fall off. And like that third year, he's very inexpensive.
Yeah.
So I think we front loaded him paying more. I'd have to pull up the exact details, but I heard that and was like, okay, I don't think we overpaid at all. It was actually pretty smart.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean, we got to spend the money.
Right. And
We
that's the
can't do any
need.
side deals, or can we do any side deals?
Well, it depends if
Well,
trees are involved or not.
Come by the Whataburger and go through the drive-through, order the number 8, and there'll be cash in the bag when you come out.
Like, what a
right.
fucking cuck he is. I hate him.
It's called it's called the aspiration special.
Yeah. Are we done talking about Dillon? Are we ready to roast the other number 2 in Spurs history?
I think let's move on to a little Kawhi news. Yeah.
To start,
Obviously,
Kawhi and Uncle Dennis.
Jaren Jackson's the best number 2, followed by Dylan Harper, and then there's Nazi Muhammad after that, and then Kawhi somewhere down there.
okay. I mean, I understand that Kawhi left a bad taste in our mouth, but we can't act like he wasn't integral to what we did in 2014. Like we can't act like he wasn't there doing his thing. But
Yeah.
still, fuck Uncle Dennis, because
Yeah,
Uncle
he's the one
Dennis,
that screwed it all up.
he reared his ugly head
That's bad.
again.
So Rob,
Tell us.
for our listeners that tune in just to listen to us and maybe aren't super plugged into the NBA, explain a
Plugged in
little bit
hard.
about what happened with Kawhi recently, the Clippers, and all of this stuff.
Absolutely. Well, Pablo Torre did a great job kind of, breaking news on this story. Kawhi apparently had a deal with a completely fraudulent company called Aspiration. This company's job was to plant trees and was a very environmentally conscious company, and apparently
Allegedly.
yes, allegedly. And Kawhi and Clippers owner Steve Ballmer were involved in this company, and they went bankrupt. And Kawhi's deal with this company was absolutely massive. Was $48 million, 20 million in stocks, 28 in endorsements. And everyone is saying that they used this deal to just basically circumnavigate the salary cap. And I want to get your guys' take on it. Do you feel like that's what happened here?
AJ, go ahead.
I mean, dude, it's $50 million that Steve Ballmer put into the company. It adds up. That all the contract clauses are just, I mean, they look like a side deal. No show, no nothing. And Steve Ballmer has the balls to go into ESPN and be like, I got scammed. And you're like, dude, you're a billionaire. And it's $50 million. I don't care who you are. The reason why you're a billionaire is because you're meticulous. Everything was going on. He's like, my staff, blah, 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 we got scammed. It's like, dude, there's no way. I can't wrap my head around it. And I think Pablo Torre once again came out with another banger, and now I guess they're looking into the Jalen Brunson one too. So, mind your P's, mind your Q's, make sure they tweet a little bit.
I mean, the one thing that people like Mark Cuban and others are saying in his defense is he can't really be this stupid, can he? That's what they keep saying. He really can't be that dumb to think they wouldn't link it. How about just that disingenuous and borderline evil and maybe naive? But yeah, there's no doubt about it that he circumvented the salary cap by paying Kawhi on the side. And if you go back 5-6 years ago when this was actually happening, everyone thought he was going to go to the Lakers. Out of nowhere, the Clippers trade for Paul George, and then the Kawhi signing happens like that, right? Just out of nowhere. And a lot of people were kind of scratching their heads well, Kawhi didn't want to go play with LeBron. I think he wanted to be in LA closer to family. He's a California guy, but this is a little bit easier. Fast forward 5 to 6 years, and it seems like the extra 30 million he got on the side, and Uncle Dennis is probably 10% cut, ends up being the reason. And Ballmer has a lot at stake back then. This helped them build a new arena. This helped them get relevant again post CP3 era. They don't make these two moves, his investment's all of a sudden not looking too great. And he could just be the new guy on the block that's oh, everyone's doing it, I'm just going to do it too. I think the NBA is going to hand out a swift punishment. I think they're going to lose multiple first-round picks.
They don't have any.
I think it's going to be this is true. I think it's going to be as close to a death penalty that you'll be able to see in the NBA, because the integrity of the league's on the line, and everyone's watching, and Adam Silver needs to do the right thing.
He has to stand up to the biggest billionaire that you have. You can't let him boss you around. That's what's going to come down. We're gonna find out here in the next few weeks or so. And yeah, it's not gonna look good. It's not gonna be good.
Right, because is it swift justice like they did with Joe Smith back in 2000? Is that what it's gonna look like where, they took 5 first-round picks from the Timberwolves. They literally, uh, absolutely crushed them, and we saw the devastation that did to the Timberwolves. They were affected for over 10 years because of that. Like, even when KG was, absolutely dominating, they had no chance of putting any core team around him because of that. So it's really tough to see.
Sam Cassell would like a word with you, along with Wally Zerbiak, but
I mean, did they have a good team? Absolutely. But what I'm saying is
kind
when
of troubling, but
they did not have the assets to trade for additional players.
Yeah.
You would have had so much additional help had you had those first round picks. But yeah, you just can't do stuff to weasel your way around the salary cap, and not get
Dude.
at least a slap on the wrist. But even if it is $100 million plus of a fine or whatever, that's a slap on the wrist barely to Steve Ballmer. If it's $1 billion, it's still like oh
Yeah.
yeah, that billion, whatever. It's like,
But like
how do you punish that guy?
dude, here's my thing. It's like New Balance made Kawhi go to China and do like a showcase out there, and you can't get him to do like one commercial or like, hey, shout out to Aspiration or whatever. Like he was in China, dude. Like he was overseas. Like you could have made him do one thing, put it in the contract, call it a day, and like that's just Kawhi's fee.
One picture of Kawhi planting a tree, and this story just goes away because you're
Yeah.
able to say that, oh, Kawhi actually was there. He did something. He did some kind of work. Literally one picture, one video, one 5-second thing. And you didn't even do that. So it just screams
Dude,
fraudulent when that
if
would be so easy.
if he can do it's a snowball, he can plant a fucking tree. Like, just saying.
so I read, or I don't know if I read it or I listened to it, that there were other like mega superstars, not athletes, but actors, singers involved in this. And that
Absolutely.
Kawhi's compensation was like 5 times all of their compensation combined.
And he was at
You
the top of
can't,
the list.
and I can't remember the people's names, but there were some people at a lot larger popularity than Kawhi Leonard.
Robert
Kawhi's
Downey
obviously a
Jr.
very
was one
popular
of them.
basketball. Was it?
I think one of
Just
them
like
was him.
one of them
Yeah.
was just a worldwide superstar with way more recognition. Who should be getting more money, him or Kawhi Leonard, who you really had to be a basketball fan to know, right? So I don't know how long the investigation is going to take. I hope that Adam Silver does the right thing, but it's also bad press for the league. It could be one of those things that they want to handle quietly and they hope that it goes away. I think Adam Silver will do the right thing, though. And I think that they will reward all of the Clippers picks to the San Antonio Spurs. And that's the only just thing that can be done.
Right. Well, that's just the only thing that makes sense. Actually, KL2 LLC is actually owned by San Antonio Spurs Entertainment. It's gonna go. It's
Right.
gonna go towards Project Marvel.
Yeah, I
There you
didn't
go.
get to come on for any of y'all's Project Marvel podcast, but
Drop it.
like them? Do you like the mayor of San Antonio, AJ? I'm not sure.
She's doing her job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's definitely trying to find transparency through due diligence. That's
My
what
whole
she's
thing,
claiming.
if I could summarize that real just simply, it's like sometimes it's the way that you present a message more than the message itself. And I think the whole time she was talking, it's like she had the tone of, I don't support this relationship. It would have been real easy just to be like, we appreciate the Spurs. They are San Antonio. This is a huge part of the city. We want to work towards something. I'm brand new. I need to do the due diligence myself. I appreciate all the time. It's just like she could have had a different messaging. At the end of the day, I don't think she had that messaging because she doesn't value the relationship like some other San Antonians do. And I think that's the truth. I don't think she values the Spurs the same way the three of us do, the same way we see that this propelling San Antonio forward. I'm sorry, fixing roads doesn't put San Antonio on the map, but investing in our downtown and having an infrastructure in the city beyond basketball will do a lot more for us. So fuck her. I'm with you.
I
Y'all
never
did
said
great
that.
work
I
on
never
those
said that.
episodes. Nah, I did. Y'all did great work on the episodes and got our socials blowing up. So respect to y'all for that. And it was interesting to listen to that.
Honestly, shout out to John Elizondo for bringing in
Yeah.
a lot of really good insight, a lot of just, ins and outs of city council, who knows who's talking to who about what things. And so he was really instrumental in kind of shedding some light on that. So yeah, we need to get John back on the pod when voting comes around in November.
All right. So real quick, since we're talking about it, the Spurs came out and they're doing their open scrimmage. Was it? I don't know. Can't remember the date off the top of my head, but they're doing open scrimmage and it's free to get in. And there's going to be really discounted like food and stuff. So do you guys think that there's going to be a protest at this scrimmage? Do you think we're going to get protests at every game?
Oof.
I mean,
Parking costs a lot of money, and that would be a lot for them to do.
and I was going to say, and historically, people that protest don't have a lot of money. So
yeah, they might be able to take a bus there to protest, but I do think it's possible. I don't think like the people that would be wanting to protest back the mayor, I don't think it's in the mayor's best interest politically to have that going on because it's just going to make her less and less popular. There's way more people in the city that support the Spurs than don't. And people are going to view any type of protests with her because they know she really does oppose this deep down. And I think that's just going to ruin her popularity, ruin her chance at reelection. So I don't see it. Or if I do, I think that she'll condemn it.
Well, dude, it was all going well until Spurs Jesus got involved. And then it was like, oh god damn, we were serious for a second.
right.
So
He was like, "You don't want the Spurs to move to Austin." And I was like, "No, that's not the point, Spurs Jesus. Like we're past that.
We're supposed to be gone by now."
Right.
Good lord.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I personally didn't. It was a little aggressive and a little like tried to summarize the whole situation in kind of one question, but I think the reasoning behind the questions isn't wrong. Like, where would the Spurs make more money? Like, where would the ownership make more money? They'd make it living in Austin, period. They'd have more endorsements. It's financially a better move for them to be in Austin, but they can't. There's too much history here. There's too much culture here. You've got too many guys that are up and too opinionated in the organization, like Pop and RC Buford and Tim, and all these guys are still too involved that they just won't do it over an extra few $100 million. But if you force their hand, and if it genuinely did get turned down, or AJ mentioned if it got turned down a second time, then yeah, I think that they would be looking to potentially move or say, hey, we're going to go to San Marcos.
Well,
right
not
in the
even
middle of it, right?
Well,
that's not even that. Like Mexico City. Think about potential billionaires coming out of Mexico, and the NBA said they want to expand in Mexico City. That's a huge possibility. Like that's not out of the question that someone comes out of nowhere, swipes up some shares, and then all of a sudden you got the Mexico City Spurs. So just it's
There's
wild. I'm conspiracy out right now.
There's a chance we're in Austin already if Tim Duncan doesn't exist, for the record. Like what ties would we have here if it wasn't for our dynamic championship run over 2.5 decades? Like, thank Tim for it, really.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You got to thank Tim for everything. He is the alpha and the omega.
Which is why on our bracket, remember our 16, 1 through 16, I think Tim Duncan being drafted was the number one most important thing over all 5 of our championships.
Yeah. And including hiring Coach Pop as our head coach, like even more important than that, which is crazy.
We got to get our hands on that documentary. We got to figure out a way to watch it. Like we have to watch that Tim Duncan documentary.
I will be there. I will be there at
Will
the
you?
Austin Film Festival. Oh,
Hell yeah.
I'm buying a ticket for one of those days because it's showing multiple days. October 22nd through the 29th, it'll be showing, I believe. I will be there to watch Tim Duncan's documentary directed by his brother.
So
I just can't, I can't wait. It's gonna be
make
sick.
sure you have plenty of tissues.
Is Tim in it? I'm just kidding, just joking. No,
I,
you can
I
see him be like turning down interviews with his brother. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not trying to be in the limelight here."
He
Dude,
doesn't.
could you
He
imagine?
does
Could you
not do
imagine?
interviews though.
The
Dude,
look
could you
on Rob's
imagine?
face when I said that.
Dude, could you
I-
imagine Tim Duncan just like in like a documentary, just like then I threw it off the backboard and went in. I figured it out.
It was
Great.
good. And
They
we
made me
won.
do those HEB commercials. I fucking hated all of them.
Right. Honestly, like I think the one commercial that he did like was the one he did with D Rose where he could just kind of be himself and he's like, "Oh, this is great. I'm so excited." And I was like, honestly, they just let Tim be himself.
Why do I not remember that commercial?
It was a Adidas commercial.
It was. You know
Whoops.
what? I'm gonna go ahead and clip it right here. Go ahead and watch this D Rose and Tim Duncan commercial. But yeah,
Not a sponsor though.
yeah, definitely not a sponsor. We wish though. But guys, yeah, that's some good. We segued into some Project Marvel talk, and I don't know, somehow we ventured away from
Yeah, thanks,
Kawhi and
Adam.
Steve Ballmer. Was there any other Ballmer Kawhi news? Any stuff that you wanted to bring up?
No, I mean, just maybe like a prediction of punishments. You brought up the Joe Smith thing, and I forgot the specific details around the whole Joe Smith debacle. Do you mind enlightening me?
Yeah, so it was 3 years in a row they gave him like a really, really small contract. I don't remember the exact figure, but they gave him a small undervalued contract, 3 years, 1 year, 3 years in a row to so that they could retain his bird rights, and I'm not 100% sure what goes into the bird rights. Uh,
Hmm.
but essentially so they could give him uh, a very, very specific contract in that 4th year, and the league found that to be, you're trying to skirt around, signing him to, the deal that you would sign him for. So it was really an interesting situation because I didn't feel like they should have punished him that hard. Like I think 5 first round
I
picks
was
is
about to say this is worse. I mean, what
yes.
Ballmer and Kawhi did was worse, but I do think the value of a first round pick is more valuable now than it was back then. I still think
That's
that they're
true.
gonna. I still think they're gonna lose a couple, and losing 2 first round picks in the NBA is like a big deal.
Is this fraud? Like, are people gonna get in a lot of trouble? Like, is the FBI gonna get involved? I know their homeboy from Aspiration pled guilty. Like, is this really a scam, or is that what the lawyers are just telling Steve Ballmer to say? So, that ESPN interview, I don't know if you guys got to see it. He looks so guilty. I mean, he looks so guilty. And then I watched the Mark Cuban Pablo Torre one, and Mark's sticking up for his boy, but
Yeah, the Billionaire Alliance.
yeah, dude, I don't know, man.
But like that argument falls apart so quickly. You're like, how can he be this dumb? But it's like it's so counterintuitive because he almost wouldn't even care what happened to this $50 million. You might as well put it in KL2 LLC. That I don't give a shit. That's the level of money that this is to him. So like I could easily see a billionaire acting like that. But of course he's going to care about the details when he's building a new stadium and doing fun shit like that. Of course he's going to care about those details. But if it's some random $50 million contract that's going to keep his star player happy, just make it happen.
And I think it's just like negligence on his side. Maybe just not like genuinely thinking, oh, this is just done in the NBA. People do this. The Lakers are probably doing this too. Whatever we got to do. and just banking on the fact that they could prove it to be like a legitimate sponsorship. It just wasn't. You never saw him like if you listen to everything Pablo Torre said, you couldn't find any link to it on social media. He had 9 people that he interviewed that were on the inside that knew about the situation. One person actually spoke. And it was funny to see the Clippers call it it can be provably false whenever they didn't know all of the cards that Pablo had already put together and everything.
Yeah, you don't drop that story just out of the whim.
No.
No,
That's
no.
the jab, the hook, and the uppercut all at once.
But yeah, I don't know, AJ. I feel like there's got to be some legality to all of this, right? Like,
$50 million. Who do you think you got? Just Clinton?
I mean, if Kawhi somehow ends up in jail, like I won't be upset. Maybe if Uncle Dennis.
No, Kawhi won't end up in jail.
No, of course
I
not.
think
But
that there's a 0% chance that happens, but I think that Steve Ballmer is going to receive some kind of penalty, some kind of fine, some kind of something that's so massive that
Do you think he'll be suspended?
you talking about Steve Ballmer or Kawhi?
Steve Ballmer.
I
can you suspend an owner? Like you can't come
Like
into your own building.
you can't come to a game, or you can't go to do, or you're very limited in your access or something. I mean, maybe take his vote away whenever they do owners votes. I don't know. Just trying to spitball on how do you never make this happen again?
Right, because yeah, financially, anything you do to him under $1 billion is gonna be just like that was nothing, so I got away with it kind of thing. And yeah, it makes me feel like the only thing that's gonna really cut deep is first round
Picks.
picks. Yeah,
Yeah, because what would scare other owners, right? Like, yeah, money's gonna scare other owners, but what would put fear into GMs, coaches, players, everybody alike? It's coming after your ability to win, which is what
right.
first round picks are. If they find Steve Ballmer $1 billion, it doesn't change what salary cap he has on his team. He's still able to compete in the same way. Who's gonna Who's gonna get mad at Steve Ballmer if he gets fined $1 billion? No one will give a shit. But I'd be pretty fucking mad at Steve Ballmer if I lose my next three first round picks and then all of a sudden my team sucks because you didn't make the right move.
And they don't just suck for a few years; they suck for 10 years because they weren't able to rebuild after and especially them, like their lineup is ancient. Like they need those picks to be able to supplement what they're about to lose in the coming years. And if they lose their first round picks, Jesus Christ, they're going to have nothing to build on. So not only will their team go to shit, but his investment's going to go to shit as well, just like you were saying earlier. Yeah,
One
so
can only hope.
it's really interesting to see how this is all going to play out. I really hope that Adam Silver actually stops being a pussy and actually makes an example out of them, because I would love to find out what other billionaires are doing this in the league. Not that other billionaires could do it to the extent Steve Ballmer could, because he's by far the wealthiest. He can kind of weasel his way out a lot of stuff, but
No, but you're right. Like you've got to look out for these smaller franchises that don't have the ability to easily pay a $30 million endorsement deal on the side to a player that isn't not even money, just has the ethics to not do that.
Yeah.
Right. These leagues that are doing the things the right way. You look at Oklahoma City, the Spurs, how they've always carried themselves. When you have a team that's breaking integrity like this on such a large scale, and I think it's very evident, like, I'm sorry, shut the fuck up. Like, no one's paying in that much money to literally not do nothing. Ballmer made some comment to like, oh, our agreement with Kawhi was done before. Oh, yeah, like you had a handshake deal, like, don't worry, we're hooking you up with 30 M's here in the next few months. Like, shut up, dude. Like, you did yourself no favors. I don't know how the hell you were even allowed to go on there. What attorney would let you go on national television and sound like such a jackass and pander to the American people and pretend like we're idiots? It's just stupid.
Integrity.
Go Spurs, go.
Taggarty weed.
Go Cowboys. Yeah.
Well, I will say, like, I'm sure. I mean, Steve Ballmer can buy lawyers for days, and wherever this needs to be litigated, he'll be able to do it. But I'm sure that interview is the prosecutor's dream. Just like, oh, I can't wait to pick this apart. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, they get what they deserve and everyone's happy. But if Kawhi's contract's voided, does that make him a free agent, or is he going to be like suspended for 5-6
Who
years?
cares? He's not healthy
Like,
enough to play anyways.
Well, he was paid out that 28 million from aspiration. So he got that 28 million. It was only that 20 million in stocks that went up in smoke when the company did. So like he got a lot of money from aspiration. Because they showed the dates when they paid certain people, because a lot of people didn't get paid. They just got taken.
Wasn't it like $7 million payments or something?
Yeah. It was
Must be
fat.
nice.
Yeah.
But like for the environment.
Yeah, right. Just one fucking picture of Kawhi planting a tree just buries this story. I swear. You could
and his
even
fingers-
AI it.
Dude, his finger's so big that all he has to do is just push down and then the seed will be at his fingertip. And we're good to go.
Just like pay somebody, like pay your buddy to post about him like 6 times.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, look, Kawhi tied himself to the company. It doesn't matter if you think that was worth 28 million or not. He did something, but he did nothing. And I like it a lot.
Right. Especially when you are a professional basketball player, you have Instagram, TikTok, you have all of these avenues where you can just make a simple post and reach millions. And it's like you didn't schedule that, you didn't do that. Yeah. That's fraud.
It's good. Like he's done it before. It's good. He's done Snowball. He's done like all these other like one-liners for HEB. Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
he could have done some. It's $28 million. Like,
so boys, it's been a while since I've been on the pod, and I just want you to know that whenever we do get to this segment, I'm excited to dunk on somebody. So just let me know when we're getting there, because I'm eager to throw down.
Well, we are about to get a little spring in our step. It is actually about that time. So if you are wanting to cock back and yam on somebody, go ahead and let it fly, my dude.
The first part, yeah, there's actually 2 dunks going on today. So the first dunk's going to be on AJ Brown. So as many of you are aware, the NFL season started yesterday. And I took AJ Brown in Garbage Monsters, a league that both AJ and myself have won in the past. And I took him in the second round, 24th pick overall. And he provided 1.8 fantasy points for me. No, 1.3. I'm sorry. I'm thinking full point PPR. 1.3 fantasy points for me in the first week. It's unacceptable. You're my second round pick. Get absolutely fucked, AJ Brown. And just like fuck the Eagles in general. But of course, the second dunk has got to be on Micah Parsons, because I'm a diehard Cowboys fan. And as I'm dunking on him, I'm looking at his face and I'm already seeing the regret of him forcing his way out of there. Because by the time you factor in state income taxes and everything, this deal to Green Bay gets him an extra like $1 million a year to have to move to fucking Wisconsin. And I thought the Cowboys defense looked great in the second half. I know he's miserable. He's a podcaster now. He's not a football player. Get fucked, Micah. I'm happy you're gone. Jerry's helping me dunk on you while we're at it. Go, Jerry. Those are my 2 yams.
Go, Jerry, on a Baseline Bones podcast.
Jeez.
What happened to our awesome podcast, Rob?
The Chiefs are getting dunked on right now, by the way. Mahomes is down 10-0. Yikes.
Ooh,
it's okay. He's a second half QB.
Guess so.
But hey, it's a worthwhile dunk. If your second overall pick is shit in the bed, then your team is heading for the toilet.
I'm cooked.
Yeah. You should read into that a lot on week 1.
I think so. I'll probably trade my whole team, pretend that I'm Wiz.
Right.
Wiz catching strays.
Yeah, Wiz catching strays. I hope he's listening.
Honestly,
Rob, who you got?
I was about to say that's a pretty good segue into my dunk, because my dunk is NFL related as well.
Nice.
I'm going to dunk on NFL Red Zone.
Ooh, good one. That's
Like,
a great one, actually.
7
Yeah.
hours of commercial-free football, but with commercials?
Yep. that
Like,
one.
are you fucking stupid? Like, did you not realize who your audience was? Did you not realize why people tuned in the first place? It was the 7 hours of commercial-free football. It was the fact that you watched it and you were always seeing something exciting, a touchdown opportunity, somebody in the red zone, somebody doing something cool. And now it's going to be like, oh, now it's gonna be like, oh, somebody on the 20 goes back to pass, and it's gonna be like, oh, Geico can save you 15% on your car insurance. And then it's gonna like zoom out to the commercial, and you're gonna be like, wait, what's happening? And I just see it happening. It's literally one of the coolest things about football, one of the most satisfying ways to watch a sport when multiple games are happening at
Yeah.
one time.
It's fun.
And I feel like commercials just immediately fuck that.
Especially when it's like so expensive. Like, aren't we paying like several $100s to not have to do that?
Yeah. But if they do it, there have been times during red zone where they have like nothing but punts going on or kickoffs. So if they do it during that time, I'm okay with that. So like if they can sprinkle that in during those like really low moments, then I'll be okay. But at the same time, yeah, we're paying a shit ton of money for commercial free. And man, it was a
And
good
now
run.
Stream
But
East isn't even available. They could us.
Right.
yeah,
No Stream East anymore too. But
Like,
AJ, that is a good point. Like if they were like, "Hey, we're going to show you 45 minutes worth of commercials in this, but it's going to be only when there's like kickoffs and punts and like shit,
yeah,
that's like, not, people aren't scoring in these moments, but
yeah. I mean, it
like,
happens
just
all
do
the
it
time.
before.
They get to a point and they're just like, just going over, like, okay, so we have nothing for you guys to see. So we'll go ahead and check out what's going on in Tampa Bay. And like, they're just talking about like the game that happened or whatever. So, there's times, but, they do have half times and timeouts. So yeah, there's going to
Like
be
if the
down
Lions,
points.
for example, are playing, like we don't need to see anything coming out of Detroit. So
Mm.
just that would be a perfect time to start
Okay.
showing commercials.
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Go
know what?
Peach
You
left
you
here. You're
okay,
cooked.
I
You're
was
cooked.
I was going to let that Jerry comment earlier slide, but
Go
we
Jared Goff yourself.
yeah, I was about to say we can't be putting down the Lions and supporting the Cowboys on here.
Joe Buck yourself. Okay, that's a solid dunk though, Rob. I appreciate that. I'm gonna like follow it up with a dunk as well. I mean, just like you dunked it, I'm dunking it as well with you.
Absolutely.
Double team dunks. I like it.
Oh yeah. That's how we do it over here on the Baseline Bums. Nice old double team. But AJ, who you yamming
Yeah.
on today?
All right. So I like TV shows. I love watching them. There's a fun time for me and my wife to kind of hang out on the couch and watch some good, fun TV shows. I'm dunking on Dexter Resurrection. Man, I didn't watch the original Dexter, so this is kind of my first run at it. So just take this with a grain of salt. But the writing is really bad. I mean, it's so lazy. It feels like, I guess, a slightly upgraded Applebee's, restaurant. Like it's not great. And you're like, oh, we're getting through it. Oh, that was
Can you
not
upgrade from
clever.
Applebee's?
Good try. So, it kind of was a waste of time, to be honest with you. But also Peter Dinklage was in it. Uma Thurman was in it. So, I mean, Eric Stone Street was in it. What's his name? Barney from that one show, How I Met Your Mother. What's his name? Neil
Patrick Harris.
Harris. He's in it too. So like, it was a good cast, but I mean, the writing was just bad. Like you're just sitting there going, I could have done better for sure.
Is the main character still in it? Is he still the main character?
Yeah, he's cooked. He can't do any other character besides that one. Like he's like Luke Skywalker. Like you can't do anything else now.
Rob, did you watch the original Dexter?
I did. A lot of it was kind of the success of it was based on like kind of the creepiness of the writing. A lot of the success of the show. Ultimately, I liked the show. I didn't love the show originally. I didn't watch any of the reboot, but that's pretty on par for most of the reboots I'm seeing from shows that, were around 10, 15, 20 years ago. It's just kind of a cash grab at an already existing fan base. They're like, hey, there's already this number of people, millions that are streaming the old show. We'll just put out something new and
Just
already.
lazy. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it is, and
How
it's.
about what about the paper? Is that like a new? They're trying to appeal to the old Office fans. Is that accurate?
I did see that. But what gives me hope about that is it's a lot of the same crew that did The Office. A lot of the same writing staff, a lot of the same people that worked on both Parks and Rec and The Office. So like
Mm,
I'm pretty confident that'll be good, but at the same time, even that,
Yeah.
has its downsides because it's like, "Oh, you're not doing anything new? You're just going back to like workplace comedies that, have that same exact vibe?" And unless it delivers in all the same ways, we're gonna kind of just look at it as like, oh, you didn't change at all.
yeah, that's why I'm having to resort to watching Law and Order reruns from like 2007. Really solid though, like really good time for Law and Order, by the way.
Well, there are good, unique shows out there that you can watch. Like like anybody that wants to watch like, a workplace, something that's unique, Severance, like go watch
Severance is
Severance.
great.
That's
Uh,
that's a great show that's unique. Concepts are good. Dialogue is really snappy. It's funny. It's creepy at the right times. It's a good show.
I also really enjoy Bel Air. It's like the drama version of Fresh Prince of Bel Air, which I think they should do a reboot of Entourage and make it the dark side of Vinny and make it like a struggling actor. And we actually actually, better yet, cover a drama. And that would be like the dark side of Entourage. Dude, I would love that.
I can't even explain to y'all how many times I've rewatched Entourage in like the last 3 years. I've literally watched like beginning to end like 4 times. I'm getting to the point where I can quote most of the shows. It's kind of wild, honestly. I don't know why. It brings me some type of like nostalgia in those characters. It's just like a family. I don't know. That show still gets me.
It's a great show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Great
Can't do it
show.
nowadays, but it's a great show.
Like
Oh,
all the
yeah.
times of like going back to when I could actually dunk on AJ on Larimer's court. No, I'm just kidding. You remember just going over to Greg's house all the time and just watching
Oh,
Entourage and
and
playing
just
basketball?
yeah, and then just like playing basketball, and then it's like 110 outside. We're like, screw it, we're gonna play again. That was fun.
You'd slip and then bust your knee on that sport court, and you'd be like,
Oh
"God
my
damn it!"
god.
And then we
I
get
was
like,
literally thinking of Sean.
yes,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
that was rough. I remember that one.
Oh,
Good
Sean.
times. Good times. Man. He's a dad, by the way. I don't know if y'all saw
Shout
that.
out
I
Sean.
did see that. Shout out to Sean.
Scon
Absolutely.
Tom, Babe and Los.
Good old Scon Tom.
Scon Tom.
So, but yeah, I mean, I think like television, like we got the fall season coming up. I'm super excited for Dancing with the Stars, guys. I can't wait. Like I'm a Dancing with the Stars fanatic.
Oh, you're on it this season? That's sick.
No, I wish I was. We got to get
Oh,
more
you're just
views
watching.
so I can.
Okay.
And then I'll like, can you imagine like, oh, AJ from the Baseline Moons podcast? I'm just like,
I
If
figured they
like,
just
you
saw your
better
audition tape from the cruise and just put you on there.
you better jump out of your shoes if you're on Dancing
Nah,
with the
dude.
Stars.
And now I'm gonna do just perfect technique. It's gonna be great.
Or your
Be like
shirt,
Tim
like you're
Duggan.
back to Oh god! Shout out Espana, by the way.
Right.
that?
Some ratchet times at Espana for
Jesus
sure.
If only someone was funneling money to them, they used to be
That was a
open.
great
Oh
time.
my gosh.
Shout
But
out to
yes,
Jameson.
if you are still here listening to all of these dunks and talks of Espana, then we appreciate you. We love you. We not only love you, but we love you hard over here. This podcast would not be the same without you. We absolutely appreciate the hell out of you. What's up, AJ?
Rob, if Espana, their lights went out, but do you think if they had solar, they'd probably still be in business?
Well, I know a place where they could get it. They could get it from the Solar Scouts. If you go to this link right here, the solarscouts.com/bums, the Solar Scouts will help you figure out a solar plan that makes sense for you and your family. They're experts at figuring out, hey, how many panels you need over here? How can we help lower your bill over here? That's exactly what they do. So go to the solarscouts.com/bums. They'll get you a free consultation, come out and help you figure out what makes sense for you and your family.
The world's never been more expensive. Save money where you can. Save money on your energy. Get solar through the Solar Scouts. How about that, AJ?
Come back.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we gotta show love to our sponsor, the Solar Scouts. Yeah, they're doing great work over there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, if you are still here, we absolutely appreciate you. And like I was saying earlier, this podcast would not be the same without you. All the engagement, the likes, the shares, whether it's on YouTube, on TikTok, Apple Podcast, the numbers everywhere just keep going up and up. And so that, means that we're just going to keep doing more episodes and talking Spurs hoops. And yeah, we want you with us every step of the way. And just a little fun fact coming up. This is the 96th episode of the Baseline Bums podcast.
Wow.
On episode 100 coming up. So in just a few episodes, on episode 100, we are going to be doing a big giveaway, a Wemby collectible tin and some Wemby rookie cards, some Spurs cards, some numbered stuff, some patches, a lot of really, really cool stuff we are giving away on the 100th episode. So
wait,
go ahead.
Are you talking about the Wemby tin that you can get from like the Walmarts with basketball cards? Dude, I cannot find, if it's that one, I can't find a Wemby one anywhere. I've been looking badly.
Absolutely. Well, your boy, anytime he sees those at any place, I snag them. So we're going to be giving a lot of really cool stuff away on that 100th episode. So make sure you like, you share, you follow so you can be there and follow along.
Nice. I'll throw in some cards for that. I have a nice Steph Castle mosaic rookie card that I will throw in there, either the blue or the green. It's elite.
Absolutely.
I might have a surprise for you guys.
Absolutely. Well, I just feel like on the 100th episode, we need to draw some good buzz, and I want to give something away to a fellow bum. So if you're here appreciating us,
buzz while catching a buzz, are we going to be drinking on this 100th episode?
I'm down to let our hair down and get a little loose if you guys are.
Yes.
Let's do it.
AJ does it anyways, but I'm down.
And then we're gonna do karaoke on the podcast.
Oh, I think that's exactly when everyone would unfollow us, unless we're doing the thong song,
like 98 degrees. Jesus Christ! All right,
but
I'm hungry, man.
I was gonna say on that note, I think we should end this episode the same way we end all the episodes. And that's
Fuck
with
Kawhi. I mean,
that's with the
go
Spurs. Go.